Sheen Shots.
Yeah, boy.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sheen Shots channel. Today I have a co-op build for you. This is a build purely based on the synergy between the Wind Sigil and two characters. So what we're going to do for this video is we're going to show it off a little bit, and then I'm going to describe each build in detail. There's definitely some room for you to play around with here, but I went with some sort of decent hybrid between both defense and high damage. So, the goal here is for a tank character, which is at the top for the split screen, and then at the bottom we have our mage character, who's going to be basically doing all of our damage. Now, the fun part is I never play on remote, so my ability to dodge is going to be greatly hindered here. But check this out. So we want to get down here. Our first goal is to activate Wind Sigil. It's okay to take a bit of damage. We don't want to take too much. Then we're just going to block here. Watch our top character. We're just going to push 2. Insta-kill. Now these are bandits, of course. They're going to die. But this also works against higher tier enemies if you are buffed enough. Push it again. Boom. Dead. All you got to do is just stand here. Alrighty, so let's try this again. We're going to try this against the much tougher guy up here. We're going to activate Wind Sigil. We're going to do it with this character, just in case our other character happened to have been on cooldown. We're going to activate Blessed to make sure we have maximum damage, and we're just going to stand back to the side. Again, obviously this is going to be a lot easier if you're not one person playing with two different characters at the exact same time. And you could definitely do a lot better than I'm doing right now, but watch this. Activate 2. Boom, insta-kill. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. You just block all damage with this character at the top, and you just insta-kill everything. As long as you max out your damage enough, oh my word, it's absolutely nuts. Now, obviously, humans or just your basic peon enemies are going to die instantly. So let's try this against a sword golem, one of the most formidable foes that people will face throughout their journey and outward. Again, we're just going to take our character here. We're going to run up and get his attention. But this time, I'm actually going to do something different. I'm going to activate my shield charge to inflict elemental vulnerability. I'm going to hit him with the Gold Lich Sword to inflict Doomed. Right? Now we're going to run back to the safety of our sigil. Our character is in position. We're going to block once again. We're going to activate Conjure with our other character. Insta-kill. Insta-kill. Because of the ability to put negative 50% elemental damage on the enemy before we even hit him with the other character, almost everything will die to this. Now what we're going to attempt to do is fight a Boozu. These are a little bit trickier. They are weak to lightning, which is really nice. But it's a bit trickier because they like to run away from you. So we're going to try and bait them into this and kill them in one hit if we can. Let's make sure we got Doomed up. Get our other character going. Alright, so the problem here is I think we're going to use Brace, actually. Yep. Oh, no, I don't. I'm not used to playing with the remote, so it's a little bit iffy for me. Here we go. Activate Shield Charge. Oh, by the way, it's really fun going from this to remote. Oh, my word. It's so different. You've never played on remote. You only play on the keyboard. Whew, you got to try it. It is goofy. It'll mess with you. Alright, so now that he's over here, we activate Conjure. One hit kill. One hit kill with that much health. And I didn't even get Doomed on him that time. I didn't even get Doomed on him. That was just elemental vulnerability. And the fact that he's already weak to lightning. We're going to try one more time against the Boozu. Hopefully I can get my buttons correct this time. The cool thing is that the tank character actually does have the ability to activate Conjure if needed. So that you can do that. Now, what's interesting is we're going to be going up against multiple enemies here. I usually don't like doing that, because if I'm not able to block multiple enemies, which usually you can't, the mage character gets into a bit of trouble. We're fine, though, I think. Just going to block, activate Conjure. Hope it kills him. It insta-kills him. That's insane. I just can't believe it does this much damage. I mean, I know it does because I've seen the numbers 1,000 times, but look at that. Oh my word. Okay, so now we're going to do something a little bit trickier. We're going to try and kill a Minotaur. These guys, I don't know if we can one-hit. And the problem is, again, playing by myself, I won't be able to control my mage character. But we're still going to attempt to see how much damage I can actually do. If I can get this to work, we should be able to still do a ton of damage to him. Alright. We're going to run away. I'm going to get right over here, activate Brace, and then we're going to hit him with our everything we've got. 1, 2, 3. Now, he has both Doomed and Elemental Vulnerability on him. We're going to activate Conjure. Almost. Now, again, see, that's what I was talking about. By myself, I can't quite protect my mage. But, we do have Blood Bullet. Because I got hit, I could then go suck up some enemy health. Okay, so build number 1 obviously is going to be the tank character. And there's a couple different options you have here. I went with a semi-tank, semi-elemental resistant build. The Gold Lich Sword is really nice to have. You could replace this with the Hex skill that applies Doomed. But really, we just want to make sure we get the Doomed Hex on the enemy to apply negative 25% lightning damage. It really ups our damage. Fabulous Palladium Shield, I still think is the best shield in the game. It's going to inflict elemental vulnerability, again, weakening all enemies by 25% to any element. So with both of these combined, any enemy you fight, even if it has lightning resistance, will then become negative 50% resistance to lightning. So very, very weak to lightning, allowing you to absolutely destroy stuff. Obviously, none of my armor is enchanted, but I went with Blue Sand and Tumor Chest Plate and the Blue Sand Boots. All this combined with some of our buffs, we can get some really, really high elemental resistance, which allows us to tank a few hits from any elemental damage. Obviously, you still don't want to be getting hit by that, but if you do, that's a little bit nicer. I would enchant all of this with Aegis to get a lot more protection. That's the only thing lacking in this build right now, is a little bit more protection. As for skills, you obviously want all your boons so you can get all that up even higher. We went with Mercenary Skill Tree. The Mercenary Skill Tree is nearly broken for tank builds because it allows you to move much better and faster. Better stamina cost. We took it for Shield Infusion, though, because Shield Infusion allows us to take any elemental hit and then just block and damage the enemy with that. So it's extremely strong, can keep you in the midst of battle and make sure you don't have to dodge. You can just keep blocking. Shield Charge, obviously, to apply that elemental vulnerability as quickly as you can with Sweep Kick and Counter Strike just in case. So we've got Mercenary Skill Tree. We want Warrior Monk for our secondary skill tree. This is going to give us just the extra stamina. I think anytime you're taking a tank build, you're going to have some issue with stamina if you're being very aggressive. And I like to have Warrior Monk. Also, we took the passive Master Motion for the extra 10 elemental resistance just because it's really nice. Lastly, we have the Cabal Hermit, which is essential because it allows us to place the Wind Sigil for our other character if it's on cooldown. And we also have Conjure for when the enemy gets to our other mage and starts aggroing them. We can actually activate Conjure ourselves, and both of us deal really good lightning damage. Because even with no buffs, it still does an insane amount of damage. Then you've got Brace, which just allows us to get in there and get hits. I mean, honestly, this isn't a super tanky build because Entomber is not a super tanky chestplate, but it does offer insane resistances. And someone pointed out to me in the comments that the Blue Sand Boots and Helmet paired with it, let me buff here and actually show you. When paired with it, you can get some really, really high elemental resistance in every single category without barely even trying. I do have Master of Motion. Oh, I don't have enough mana for that. That's fine, though. But yeah, look, 60 DK, 60 Lightning. That's about the max I'm going to get. I did not do a faction quest with this character. So you could do whatever faction quest you wanted. I would recommend Holy Mission, because the Holy Mission would give you the extra defense. It would give you some extra ability. It has the most for this specific build as a tank. And our mana, I took 3 total points. I have not completed it. Like I said, I haven't done a faction quest, so you get even more after that. But you're going to want to complete, or you're going to want to get 3 total mana, giving you 60. You don't really need it a ton. It's just to put down the Wind Sigil if you need to. And honestly, Spark, because this is a more aggressive build, would be an okay thing to equip as well. Now we have the Mage character. This is where our DPS or highest damage is going to come from, as our other character is mostly just blocking and kiting around for us. So, the things you want to note about this are the skill trees. First off, I picked Philosopher, mainly for fire affinity, as we are using the obsidian pistol to deal a little bit extra damage to enemies. You don't necessarily need Philosopher if you want to change this one out, but I like it. I also like the mana regen for a build like this. It feels really solid. Mercenary, which gives us Marathoner and Swiftfoot for extra moving around and with less penalties. Mercenary also gives us Blood Bullet, which we're going to use to heal if we happen to get hit, which hopefully won't happen. But, you know, you're going to be playing for a while. It's bound to happen. Then lastly, we have Cabal Hermit, which is the most essential because it gives us Conjure for the actual ability that you need to activate, and then Lightning, or Sigil of Wind. To use Sigil of Wind, you do have to have the totems active, but once active, all you have to do is place the sigil down, press Conjure, and you don't even need to be near it, really. You don't even need to be near it. It will activate the Lightning Strike, so you can be at safe distance and still get that great damage. Have all of your boons for extra damage and extra defense. Then we're going to switch over to the equipment. Now, I chose Jade Lich Mace because it has 10 negative mana cost. You're not really going to be meleeing, and this isn't the best melee weapon in the game, so I would refrain from it as much as you can. We've got the Obsidian Pistol, which is going to inflict burning on enemies in one hit, so it's just extra damage, another source that you're getting. Also, because we took Fire Affinity from Philosopher, we're getting a little bit of a bonus damage to that. So it's really nice, and it just gives us a free heal when we need it. You got the Rustlich Helmet, which you get from defeating the Rustlich at the end of the Rusted Vengeance quest. A little bit later game, not too late though. You can actually do that before your faction quest if you wanted to. And it has insane lightning damage, 25%. You won't want to melee whatsoever because it does have that negative 30% physical. So you have no physical damage essentially. But we don't want to worry about that anyway, so it's perfect. Silver Armor, you want to enchant with Spirit of Monsoon for the extra 25% lightning damage. And you also get great stats with this armor. It's still one of my favorites to this day. After playing Outward for so long, I mean, look at this. The stats are amazing. Then we have the Gold Lich Boots for a little bit better negative mana cost, some decent elemental resistances. It's just all around a great pair of boots and matches our outfit quite well. For this build, we don't have a ton of negative mana cost, so you may want to go with the Mage Tent. It's really up to you. Our stamina is okay, especially considering we are wearing the Rustlich and Silver Armor. And then our stats are just mostly for that damage. You just got to continuously press Conjure over and over, and it just destroys stuff. So if you happen to be struggling with making your own co-op build, maybe try this out. I had a lot of fun with it, and yeah. Trust me, playing co-op by yourself is much harder than you might think. It already sounds pretty hard. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.